What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Josh and I'm here back with another video, and in this tutorial we're not going to be cutting his dreads off, but we're going to be cleaning up the sides, giving him a smooth, nice drop fade. Make sure you guys subscribe and turn on that notification bell just to stay up to date on more videos. Before we start this transformation, make sure you guys pin up the hair. A lot of times if they have dreads or like long hair, you want to pin it up out the way. It'll help your haircut come out way better with you being able to see good and not have anything in the way. So right after you get the hair all pinned up, you want to make sure you go through and comb, brush, or pick out the area that you're going to be cutting your hair in, where you're going to be fading at. Make sure you get all the hair picked out so you can have a better process. Before we start making any guidelines, I want to go through and debulk with my number 2 guard with the lever all the way closed. And I'm going to go in and I'm just going to scoop out, getting all the hair out the way that we're not going to be needing, and clearing up the area a little bit so we can have a better view when we're fading. So I'm just going up and scooping out, and I'm leaving like the edges kind of dark, but you'll see why later in the video. Sorry you guys about the camera, it was unfocused and I wasn't aware, but it'll go away shortly here. Right now I'm setting in my first guideline using my cordless wall detailers, and we're giving him a drop fade, so I dropped it low under the occipital bone so we can have a darker fade. He doesn't want it up too high, he wants to keep it low, and that's why I left the sides kind of dark. I didn't really go up with the number 2 guard super high. As you can see, he still has an afro right there at the edge of his dreads. So right after setting in the guideline, if you want to be super neat, make sure you go in and clear up all the hair that's under the guideline. So from the guideline down, make sure every hair is gone, all the hair off the neck. You want to be super neat with your haircuts. It makes every guideline come out better. And right here I'm just hitting the bottom of the guideline, softening it up so I can come back with my next guideline, and when we take out the guideline that leaves, it'll be a seamless process. Right after setting in my ball line, I'm going in with my Wahl Seniors with the lever all the way open, going up about a ½ an inch, and I'm going to be following the guideline that we made previously, the same shape. So I'm staying parallel with that guideline, and I want to make sure that my guideline width is the same all the way across. So right here I'm going to put my clipper in a halfway closed position, taking out this guideline, starting under the line and flicking up to the line in a seaward motion. You want to make sure that you start under the line, because if you start at the line, you're going to do nothing but push up the guideline and just make a whole new guideline. So make sure you flick from under the guideline up, and sometimes you don't always have to have your lever halfway closed. Sometimes that doesn't get the line out and you have to do some lever play, maybe closing it more or opening it just a little more than halfway. So right after setting in that guideline, we're going to go in and create our next guideline, which is going to be with my number 1 guard with the lever all the way closed, going up about another ½ an inch, following the same shape that we made this guideline all the way around the head. So to take out the guideline that was left behind with the number 1 guard closed, I'm going to go in with my half guard closed. This is the same concept as we did in the previous guideline when we took out that no guard open line with the lever halfway closed. This plays the same role, but it's just longer lengths. So right here I'm going to be starting my fading down process, starting with my number 2 guard, basically coming back to where we started from. Right here I have my number 2 guard on, just hitting this guideline, softening it up to come back with my next guard, which is my 1½ guard with the lever all the way open. And we're not going to leave the lever all the way open. We're going to go around with it once, hitting the guideline, then we're going to come back with the lever all the way closed, hitting that guideline again, just softening it up, but I'm fading down. So basically we're taking the hair from longer to shorter, and we're in control. So every time I drop down in a size using my guards, I don't go up as high because I'm creating that graduation. So right after going in with my 1½ guard, I drop down in my fading down system to my 1 guard with the lever all the way open, blending that 1 area into that 1½ area. This is the perfect blade positioning and guard number to use in the area. The 1 guard open, that's the perfect way to blend that 1 area into that 1½ area. Sometimes you might have to do some lever play, opening and closing your clipper if it doesn't get out all the way, but this setup should. From this point on in the fade, I'm going to be doing some detail work. Right here I have my half guard hitting some dark areas that the blend showed me later in the haircut. And right here I'm going to be going with the grain, using my number 2 guard with the lever all the way open. The reason why I'm going with the grain in this area is because he doesn't want me to fade his hair up into the area. He wants to leave that kind of like a fro, all the new growth. It's kind of like his style kind of thing. So I'm just going to be fading with the grain. I started with my number 2 guard. Now I have my number 1.5 guard on, and I'm just going to be fading down. So right after going with and against the grain, I'm going to go in with my razor comb, and I'm just going to go with the grain around any areas that's real dark and where the hair isn't laying down. So right here we're going to start by picking out his beard. We're done with the fade, but we're going to go in and start our fading process on the beard. So when I'm doing my fading process on the beard, it's basically the same as when I'm doing a fade like on the head. It's just that the fade is going in the opposite direction. Instead of the fade going from shorter to longer upwards, it's going from shorter to longer going downwards. So I start with my biggest guard and I fade up so I can keep the beard as high as I can, because I don't want it to be like, close to his jaw, where the beard, starts to blend at, because we want to keep it dark and we want to keep his masculinity in the beard. So I start from the biggest guard and I fade down to the lowest guard. After we're done with the beard, I go in with my number 2 guard and I just go with the grain across the front of his forehead, where we're going to start his hairline at. We want to get some of the hair cut down. We don't want it too bushy because it'll make the lineup process not as smooth. But right after we clear the area up, we're going to go in with my Babyliss Gold Effect skeleton trimmers to do this lineup, and I'm going to sit back and let you guys watch this lineup bring this haircut to life. So right here I'm starting to line this beard up. I'm going to give you guys a little tip. You see how I kept the beard like wide towards the back? I didn't push the line in, I kept it wide. So when you look at it like right now from the side, it looks like it's like really stretched out. It creates a masculine look for a guy with a beard. When you keep their beard super wide, it just adds more of character to the beard. So right here we're gonna go in with my straight razor. We're almost done with this haircut, but we can't forget to go in with the razor. Since we gave my guy a natural hairline, everything natural, no enhancements, I want to make this haircut pop just a little bit more with the razor line. Whenever I do people with natural hairlines, I always go in with that razor to just bring it to life even more, to make those lines last just a little bit longer. YouTube, this is how it all began, and if you watched it up until this point, I really appreciate you guys. You watched me dissect this haircut from start to finish. We brought my guy all the way back. He had a full afro growing on the sides, but without further ado, this is the cut. I hope you guys like it. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. Make sure you guys leave a like and leave a comment on what you think about this video. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Joshxbarber, as you guys see on the top of this video. It's your boy Josh, and I'm out.